much for coming today, and welcome to our 4th annual Earth Day Fair and the 1st annual Not Raining Earth Day Fair at GW. So we're very excited about that, even though we have plenty of cover today. My name is Megan Chappell-Brown. I'm the Director of the Office of Sustainability here at GW, and I just wanted to open the mic to our President, President Knapp, and thank him for all of his leadership on sustainability here at GW.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Megan. You know, earlier this week, I opened our Planet Forward Summit by noting the fact that projection currently is that by the year 2050, and that's when those of you who are students are going to be the same age that my generation is now, by that year we're expecting that the planet will have 10 billion people on it. And one of the things that means is we're going to have to double food production, we're going to have to double energy production, and increase water availability by something like 50% over the current levels. And the question we were posing was, how do we actually do that? And what's the role of a university like ours in really making life sustainable on this planet as the population continues to burgeon and as resources become increasingly scarce? You know, it's not a question about just being kind to the environment. It's a question about human survival on this planet, at least with the kind of life that all of you want to enjoy and want your fellow human beings to enjoy on this planet. And so we were talking ever since Megan got here about becoming a model of urban sustainability. And the projects you see around here are all about that. They're all about that aspiration. In fact, we want to become the chief model of urban sustainability in a city that itself aspires to be a green city and actually has a very high rate of LEED certified buildings. We've had some great accomplishments that we can point to, and I think it's important every once in a while to stop and look at some of those milestones. We're now up to 4 gold LEED buildings, and 2 of those, surprisingly enough, were renovations. Lafayette Hall, and we just found out about a week or 2 ago that our Charles E. Smith Center renovation was gold LEED. Why is that? Well, because we're paying attention now to landscaping, to lighting, to the reuse of materials, to traffic patterns. The availability of a metro station on our campus certainly helps, but everything we're trying to do to make parking and transportation more efficient, to encourage the use of mass transportation, carpooling, other kinds of alternatives. We now have something like 60% of all the people who come to our campus as faculty or students who commute here are using either mass transit or carpooling or some other alternative form. We've got bike share here. We've got zip cars represented on the tables around the arena here. And I think I hope you'll have a chance to take a look at some of these projects, which I think are very important indicators of this. So this is some of the things we are doing. At the same time, we're making these operational improvements are on the academic side, because we will constantly talk about how we want to practice what we teach and teach what we practice here. Because the real key is to become a leader in exemplifying sustainability, which we do by all the ways in which we reduce our carbon footprint here in this great capital city, but at the same time become an intellectual leader. One of the ways we're doing that is launching a new minor in sustainability that's going to be starting this coming fall. And on the operational side, I actually had a somewhat scary experience last summer when it was at 95 degrees. Of course, I was wearing a suit and tie, as often happens. And then I had to put a hard hat on and go up on top of 1957 East Street to install these remarkable copper glass tubes that capture sunlight and that have given us one of the largest solar arrays on the East Coast. I think those are like 4 buildings now. We have those copper tubes. It's hard to get up there to see them, and you can't really see them from the ground, but they're sort of 6-foot long tubes that slant and that are oriented toward the sun. And when you screw them into the little socket that captures the heat, within seconds, if you turn them around, they're too hot even to touch. And we're using it not just to heat the buildings they're on, but some of the adjacent buildings as well. In the case of Lafayette Hall, it doesn't have a green roof, but it has a white roof to reflect sunlight back. And I'd really like to see us get it handled. We've got a gentleman here who's going to be working on our lighting, because I walk around campus with a little dog just about every night and see all the lights that are left on in our offices. We've got to get a handle on that, because light pollution, which, by the way, is actually a problem for human health, which a lot of people don't realize, because it actually does things to the atmosphere. We've got to reduce the light pollution that a city like this puts out into the atmosphere every single night. So I think today's fair offers a glimpse at more of what we're doing in this area. And as I've said right from the day I got here, really at the heart of this whole effort are the passions and the talents and the interests of our students, who really are driving a lot of things that we're doing. And one of the reasons that we're so actively involved in this, our students have been planting trees in the Anacostia watershed, tending honeybees in our apiary, developed the Green Move Out initiative, which I think has become an important part of what we do every single year. We've had some projects that have gotten some notoriety recently in the press, including 3 students who developed a bamboo bicycle. So we're going to have these bicycles that can go to people out in the developing world where bicycles are a primary mode of transportation that'll cost maybe a tenth of what a comparable steel bike would cost. And so I think there's a tremendous amount going on, just kind of scratching the surface of this. Today, what's exciting on this Earth Day celebration is that we're announcing our GW Ecosystems Plan. This is really the 3rd step in our procedures that we're implementing in order to make good on the President's climate plan. Remember when I first got here, I signed the American College University Climate Commitment, and we became actually the first signatory of that document in the District of Columbia. And so that's one of the things that Megan and her team have been focusing on. In 2010, we developed our plan on climate. In 2011, our plan on water. And this year, it's the ecosystems plan. So I'll just tell you some of the features of that. Within 5 years, we want to reach the point at which our recycling covers half of all the waste that this institution produces. We want to reduce light pollution by adopting LEED lighting standards for at least 40% of our new construction, as well as our major renovations. We're going to design open spaces on campus with plantings to support biodiversity, with a particular focus on pollinators. Heidi, we know how important pollinators are. We're going to shift major purchases to include more eco-friendly products, recycled paper, energy-efficient electronics, and so on. And we're going to connect students with service projects and other opportunities to explore and clean up area preserves, parks, and watersheds. One of the tables here is our Engineers Without Borders who went to La Peña, El Salvador, and built latrines there to help sustainability in that part of the world. And I think there are things we can do here in the District of Columbia. There are things we can do around the world that are all part of this effort. So I'm pretty excited about this plan. I do want to thank the Office of Sustainability, our facilities, we have Lou Katz, our Senior Vice President, Executive Vice President, and Treasurer here, who's really been a great supporter of this effort, and of course Megan's office and all of her colleagues, and the many faculty. Lisa Fenton Short is here somewhere. There she is. The faculty leadership that has really matched the energy and the involvement of our students to make all this possible. Please enjoy this celebration of Earth Day and take advantage of all the tables we have and check out some of the improvements that we're already rapidly making. Thanks very much for your commitment.
Thank you, President Knapp. I thought that was going to be brief, but there was just too much to cover, so there's a lot going on. Everyone should be really proud of it. Thank you so much. And I wanted to also specifically thank some of our folks in the Division of Operations who've been working really hard on making these LEED buildings through renovations, some difficult renovations, to get to LEED. So Art Beam, is Nancy G. Mateo here right now? There's Nancy, and there's Art back there, two of our key people on the LEED buildings. Congratulations. Also wanted to, is Noel here?
He's over there on G Street.
Okay. Well, Noel's our leader on grounds, and he has been doing a great job helping us with this ecosystems plan. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. The idea of the ecosystems plan, we've got 3 plans now. We're done with the plans. We're going to just be implementing from here on out. The first one was the climate action plan, and that set our carbon neutrality goals. The second was our G water plan, and that was to improve our water footprint. And the third and final one is now our ecosystems plan. And the whole purpose is to figure out how we create a healthy ecosystem with this built environment that we have here on campus and in the way that we reach other ecosystems. So President Knapp listed off some of the things that come into that, including waste, habitat and grounds. Other things that come into that include procurement. So we've been developing a partnership with the Office of Procurement, and Abhijit Khanna is here. He's a grad student at business school who's helping us broker that partnership and develop a procurement policy around more sustainable purchases so we can think about how we affect ecosystems that go beyond our campuses. So the ecosystems plan is a little bit of a bigger plan, a little more, it's harder to get your head around, but the idea is to look at the overall system and how we're a part of it and how we help to make it a healthy and thriving system for everyone, both here and in other places. One of the key things we're going to be doing with that, and probably what I feel to be the most important thing, is helping you all connect and the broader GW community connect with our ecosystems. So we're going to be improving signage, we're going to be creating more opportunities for outings and service projects in local natural areas, because we have so much natural resource richness right here around us with everything from Rock Creek Park to the Anacostia to canoe and river boat tours on Potomac. So there's just a lot we really want to help the GW community connect with, and help students understand that when they come to GW and faculty come to work at GW or staff, that they're not signing up for a less sustainable lifestyle because they're in a city, but in fact they're signing up for a more sustainable lifestyle because of the resources that we have in a city to use things more efficiently, but also to connect with some of the natural areas around us. So that's the gist of the Ecosystems Plan, but one thing I wanted to do was provide a reflection from a quote. We did a lot of work with external organizations and got input from students and faculty on this plan. One of the external organizations is the World Resources Institute, and Suzanne Osment there, she's an associate there at World Resources Institute. She sent us this quote. She said, "People everywhere depend on nature for ecosystem services such as food and fresh water. Ecosystems also provide less obvious services such as pollination and protection from storms. These and other benefits of nature's ecosystems have supported the extraordinary growth and progress of the human population. Since many ecosystem services are in a state of decline, we commend GW for attempting to address their dependence and impact on ecosystems." So I thought that summarized very nicely what we're trying to accomplish and gave us a little cheerleading third-party validation of what we're doing. So I wanted to share that with all of you. Lastly, I just wanted to inform you of a few other things that are happening today before I introduce Professor Lisa Benton-Short. Today at 11 o'clock, shortly here in a few moments, there will be a planting that's going to happen between 21st and 20th on G Street. And Noel and Heidi will be there, and this is a planting to start increasing our habitat for pollinators. And some people think honeybees when they think pollinators, and yes, in fact, those are pollinators. Some people think allergies when they think pollinators, and yes, there are allergies. But what we're trying to do is increase the connections between plants, animals, insects, and humans, and all of the components of a system here on our campus. So we'll be planting plants that help pollinators. And then from 3 to 5 at the Honors Program Townhouse, Professor Houston Miller is hosting an open house. His students will be doing live demonstrations of greenhouse gas sensors. So they have this equipment that you can use on a building to immediately see the carbon dioxide concentrations coming from a building, and they're going to give some live demonstrations of that technology for anyone who's interested at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So with that, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Lisa Benton-Short, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about some of the amazing academic progress we've been making this year on sustainability. We have commented a lot on what we're doing on our practice on campus, but the key offering that we offer as an institution is education and research, and Lisa's been spearheading how we integrate and uplift sustainability into our curriculum. So, Professor Lisa Benton-Short.
Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here to celebrate not only Earth Day, but all of the accomplishments that we've been able to put in place this year, not only on the operations side, but also on the academic and research side. And before I talk a little bit about the minor, let me just thank some critical people here. Without President Knapp's incredible support and interest in sustainability, as well as Provost Norman and the Board of Trustees who really challenged us to get going on the curriculum side, it would have been a much more difficult process to actually begin and to institute and to create the curriculum side. But I just really appreciate that our leaders really get sustainability and they're behind it. And this is an incredible opportunity for the faculty and the students at GW. I also really want to thank the Office of Sustainability. Could not have done any of this without them. They kept telling me, "Don't put up posters, tweet." I'm like, "What?" Your faculty, we're sort of in lockstep with technology, but sometimes we're a little bit behind. So anyway, I want to introduce a little bit about what the sustainability minor is, because I think that it's an incredible opportunity for every GW student. Whether you're an engineering major, whether you're in the School of Public Health, whether you're an anthropologist, a biologist, a geographer, or a religion major, philosophy major, there is an opportunity for you with our sustainability minor, to really complement everything that you're doing at GW and to really learn about how sustainability can make interesting connections to what you'll do with the rest of your life. So if you haven't seen these little flyers, they're out there. They've got a lot of information about the minor. Let me tell you a little about the process. I was very fortunate. We created a faculty committee to help design the sustainability curriculum. We had faculty from all of and 22 of us, 23 of us sat around a table for several months thinking about how we could best design sustainability to really, highlight what GW is already known for in terms of excellence. What was really amazing was that there was tremendous energy, tremendous enthusiasm, and tremendous commitment by the faculty to make this an amazing opportunity for students. So one of the things you all should know is that the faculty have tremendous interest in advancing and moving forward with sustainability. There's a lot of energy among the faculty for the new minor. So anyway, our minor is 18 credits. And one of the features of the minor is that we have an introduction to sustainability, Sustainability 1001. If you haven't registered for that course, it's being taught for the very first time next fall. What makes it a unique opportunity for you at GW is that it is going to be team taught by faculty from 5 different schools. And as far as I know, that's not anything that's ever been attempted in the long term at GW. There are some team taught classes that they usually tend to be 1 to 2 faculty, not 5. And this is really our attempt to have you get some exposure to interdisciplinary thinking and problem solving around the critical issues of sustainability. The other feature that we really want to highlight with our sustainability major minor is the strength that GW has in our reputation in policy governance and management. And so we actually have one of our thematic tracks that we ask our sustainability minors to take courses from really emphasizes those areas: communication, policy, leadership, organization. And that's a real opportunity for us here at GW because that's what we're really doing already in terms of influencing and consulting with policymakers on the Hill and in federal agencies or in the White House. So this gives you an opportunity to really add that to your understanding and your education about sustainability. The last unique and innovative feature of the sustainability minor captures what you are already doing so well as students, and that is reaching out and engaging in the community. Most of you have had internships, most of you are doing community service, so rather than keeping you in the classroom for a seminar capstone, we're asking you to take your sustainability education from the books and the theories in the classroom and go back out into the community. So there's an experiential learning component to the sustainability minor where you have the opportunity to intern, do some community service, or maybe even do a directed research project with your favorite faculty mentor as part of a way to really ground sustainability from the theories into the practice. So as you can see, we're pretty darn excited about it. The faculty are as well, and if you're interested, there's our Office of Sustainability table has flyers. Stop by and pick them up, and then give me an email, and we'll set up a time to meet and to talk about sustainability and how it fits. It can complement just about anything that you're doing at GW. So I just really want to say that this is a tremendous moment of transformation at GW, and that we're in this perfect storm of changes on the campus and the way we practice sustainability, changes in the classroom, and we're really going to begin to kind of see these forces come together and for GW to really make an incredible statement about where we are in the district, our ability to really influence sustainability policy going into the future. So we're all excited, and I hope you are too. Thank you.